Hi, Liezl here. Today I'd like to share a short practice with you for undoing some of the tightness in your shoulders if you spent a lot of time at your desk today. So when we sit at the desk, most of us don't really have the proper chair and table height set up. But more than that, even if you have that, if you're sitting at your desk for 8 to 10 hours a day, which is sometimes the case, you're in a sense telling your muscles and your body this is the shape we need to take. So if you do that continuously for a long time, it's almost like things get a little stuck there, and that tightness becomes pervasive. It doesn't leave anymore. So this short little sequence can really help to soften things out at the end of your day. All you need is a comfortable place where you can sit. If you're quite tight in the shoulders, I would recommend a pillow or a bolster to help you open up and release. So let's get started. All you need to do is come into a comfortable seated pose. Take a moment and just notice what is happening in your shoulders. Often there's a sense of the shoulder heads being dropped forward and the back a little rounded. Or there's a sense that the shoulders are creeping in towards each other and the back is quite overstretched. So to bring some awareness to this area, to check in, we'll do like a few gentle shoulder rolls. Allowing yourself to notice. And then from here, as you inhale, reach your right hand out beside you, spread wide through your fingers, and then turn the palm of the hand up. Hold here for a moment. You might feel quite a bit of a stretch moving through the arm as already. Just taking 3 more breaths as we slowly work our way into this pose. Fingers spread as wide as you can. And then from here, turn the palm of the hand towards the back. And then from here, the elbow bends until the arm comes all the way around. So you see I've got my fingers peeking out here, and I'm going to use my opposite hand to just gently pin the hand onto my waist. See if you can roll the shoulder back and down, and then lean your head away from that shoulder. So instead of just leaning sideways, which can often feel quite strenuous on the neck, we'll take a little dip of the chin, letting the chin rest down towards the opposite shoulder. And then coming into the magic, which is Yin Yoga, which is the amount of time we spend. So it's not just a quick stretch, it's about spending a little bit of time there for allowing things to release. Allow yourself to connect with the sensation between your ear and your shoulder. And then taking deep, slow breaths. With every inhalation, allow the fullness of your breath to touch the top ribs, the collarbones, the front of the shoulder, feeling into the stiffness that might be there. And with every exhalation, allowing the chin and the head to drop heavier, the shoulder itself to drop heavier. And then noticing if the stretch begins to move and change. You might feel that what started here is now here, and this whole area is opening up and releasing. Just be mindful and present to all these sensations, observing. There's nowhere to arrive at, there's no particular pose to achieve here. It's rather the being present that does all the work. Any variation that you are in, you've already arrived. So see if you can just stay and linger. 2 more deep breaths. If you notice tension creeping into any other parts of the body, soften there too, often the inner thighs or the spine. then on your next breath, gently lift your head. Release your arm, reach it back out. Palm facing up one more time. And then exhale, hand to the knee. Sit for a moment to see if you can feel the difference. I don't know if it's visible, but I really have a sense that the shoulder feels just relaxed and open, like it moves with ease, and there's no tension sitting in that space. We'll get ready to go to the next side. So as you inhale, reaching your left arm out this time, and then first flipping palm up towards the ceiling. So spread your fingers as wide as you can, because your fingertips are connected to all the muscles in your chest and in your shoulder because of the fascial bands. So hold there for a moment, stretch the lines out long. Take a deep, full breath. And then turning the palm of the hand backwards. Again, bend your elbow, let the arm reach around your back, creeping all the way over as far as you can, and then using the opposite hand to gently pin the fingers in place. So it's just a gentle kind of holding on. You can give a little bit of a roll, get the shoulder back and down. And then from here, again, turn your chin to the opposite shoulder, drop your chin closer. And begin that slow opening and release. So coming into this, you might find a lot of resistance. Resist the urge to push through. See what happens when you allow your breath and time to do all the work and to make the magic happen. Seeing if you can deepen your breath first as you come into the pose, letting the breath help you find your edges and explore the boundaries. And then notice if you feel the sensations of the stretch, gently beginning to move and shift. The shifting that you feel is the fascia releasing. The fascia is the connective tissue that holds everything in place. And the fascia is what gives us our shape, it gives us our posture. And what we're trying to do right now is undo the posture that we've been in for so many hours today. Notice any sensations through the shoulder and the arm. Some discomfort is normal and okay, but please check in that nothing feels painful. Anything that is painful and sharp is your body trying to tell you that this is maybe not the best thing right now. We'll take a few more breaths. Just noticing that this side might feel very different to the previous side. Allow that to be okay. Treating each side as a whole new body, a whole new stretch. And we'll take a few more breaths here and then release. Last deep breath. And as you inhale, first bringing your head back up, feeling the release of the stretch. That one went quite deep. And then from here, releasing the arm out again, palm open, feel the blood flowing back all the way down to your fingers. You can twiddle them around. And then exhale, bringing the hand to the knees, sit for a moment. And just see if you have a sense of spaciousness now between your ears and your shoulders. We'll finish with a heart-melting pose. So to come into this pose, you'll need to move over onto your knees. If you like, this is where you can use the bolster. You can use the bolster to support the chest and lift it higher, meaning less weight and pressure in the shoulders, especially if your shoulders are sensitive or you've had injury there. This is a really important modification of the pose. come into the pose, we'll start in table with the bolster in between the hands. I like to set up for this with what is called a tadpole foundation in the legs. So the knees go a little bit wider and the toes together, which just gives you more stability. So taking a moment to see how you feel, you can do 1 or 2 gentle cat and cows. And if you find that your cow pose feels a little bit stuck, that's an indication that the front ribs and the front body might be quite tight. In that case, I recommend that you send your hips a little bit back. So they're not touching my heels, but my hips are no longer directly over my knees. It just shifts some of the weight backwards, which means less weight in my shoulders, but also a more gentle curve along the front of my spine. So from here, your bolster can come closer. You can lower your chest onto the bolster, forehead down, taking the pose here to release, sending arms forward. Or if you're choosing to do it without the bolster, start by coming down onto your elbows, forehead to the mat. And use that as your first stop for breath. Yin Yoga is about slowly progressing, so we don't start at our maximum. We start somewhere along the mark of 30 or 40% of what we can feel and open into. Connecting with the breath here as a way of calibrating. What is my body capable of today? Because every day is different. And then after a few breaths, if you feel you would like to go deeper into the pose, walk your hands forward. Some people might be able to get their chest to the ground. If that's the case, you're welcome to turn your head to side. So we'll take another 5 deep breaths, wherever you are, with our head just turned in one direction. See if you can feel the release through your lower spine, the opening across your ribs. Taking slow, deep breaths. Good. From here, 5 more breaths. But switching your head in the opposite direction so that we do both sides evenly. Feel yourself melting deeper into the pose the longer you stay. Good. 1 more deep breath. And then on your next inhalation, lift your head, walk your hands back, bring your knee to one side, roll onto your sitting bones, and then from here once more, come to lie on your back, resting the spine, allowing that stretch that we've put through the front of the ribs, the front of its spine itself, to release. Hands can be by your sides, hands can be on your belly, or you might even want to put your arms up overhead. See if you can feel the weight of your bones sinking into the mat, so that all the muscles holding you up have a chance to release and rest. Welcome to stay here a little bit longer, or if you feel that you've managed to release some of the day, out of your shoulders and spine. You're welcome to sit up and carry on with the rest of your day. From my side, thank you so much for joining. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
I hope you've really enjoyed this experience of Yin Yoga. Hopefully you've seen how even 1 or 2 poses can really help to shift how you feel physically and mentally. If you're feeling inspired to learn more about this very potent practice, I would recommend you hop on over to the Frog Project's website, where you can find more information on our upcoming training. We're hosting a 3-week Yin Yoga immersion that'll give you the opportunity to really learn about all the different postures of Yin Yoga, how to modify them for your body, especially if you have had injury or such. But also you'll learn about the scientific underpinnings of the practice, on how to practice safely, as well as all the philosophy. So where Yin Yoga comes from and what are the energetics of the practice. The training will be a 3-week immersion that will happen live, face-to-face on Zoom. So feel free to have a look, get back to us if you have any questions, and we look forward to seeing you there.